Good morning, class. How are you all? Today, we will take the chapter, The Lake Isle of Innsfree. This poem is composed by William Butler Yeats. He was an Irish poet, born in 1869, and he died in the year 1939. He was one of the most popular poets of the 20th century and very popular for writing beautiful poems. Before we start the poem, let us discuss something about the relaxation, the peace of mind that we get. If you are living in a congested area, in a big city, full of din and dazzle, how do you feel there? Do you really find peace of mind? Of course not. If you really want peace of mind, you have to go to the lap of Mother Nature. Mother Nature provides you complete relaxation, peace of mind. You enjoy the beauty of nature. You see the lakes, the rivers, the birds, the flowers, the valleys, and real relaxation is felt in the lap of nature. Home is where the heart is. If you are in a congested area, you will never find peace of mind. You will never find any happiness there. So this poem also you will find that how the poet wants to go to this place called Innsfree. Now let me tell you what the meaning of this title is. The Lake Isle of Innsfree. Isle. Isle stands for an island. The Lake Isle of Innsfree. Now Innsfree, that is a small uninhabited island in a lake known as Lough Gill in Ireland, and Yeats, the poet William Butler Yeats, he spent his childhood in this place, Innsfree. So now, when he is in London, he once again wants to go to this quiet place in the lap of nature, and he wants to have the real relaxation. He wants to have peace. This is what the meaning of the title is, The Lake Isle of Innsfree. It is basically a nature poem, and it just shows a comparison between nature and civilization. The busy city life and the quiet village life, or the lap of nature where we get real peace of mind. So this is what you will find in this poem by William Butler Yeats, who was an Irish poet, and this is what he wants to explain and share with us. Now, before we start the poem, just follow me in your books. We will read the poem and the way how the poem has been written. I will arise and go now, and go to Innsfree, and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rolls will I have there, a hive for the honey bee, and live alone in the bee-loved glade. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings. There midnights all a glimmer, and at noon a purple glow, and evenings full of the linnet's wings. I will arise and go now, for always night and day I hear the lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey, I hear it in the deep heart's cove. Now, you will find that this poem consists of three stanzas. We can call them three quatrains. Each stanza consisting of 4 lines. So there are three quatrains. And it is a lyric. Lyric is a song, a musical poem that can be sung. That is called a lyric. Lyric is a form of poetry. There are different forms of poetry. Sonnets are there, couplets are there, ballads are there, free verses there. So the form of the poem, it is a lyric. Now, just follow me. In the first stanza, I will arise and go now and go to Innsfree, and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honeybee, and live alone in the bee loud glade. Now, what is the wish of the poet? He has got a great desire, a great longing for peace and tranquility of Innisfree, where he spent most of his time of his childhood. So once again he desires, he wishes that he should go back to this island and spend his life there. So what does he say? And one more thing I want to tell you, that Ireland also was under the domain of the Britishers. So he also wants a political freedom. And he wants to go back to his country, to this place called Innisfree, where he spent his childhood. So based on that background also, we can just say he wants to leave London and he wants to go to Ireland. So he says, I will arise and go now and go to Innisfree. So I will arise, I will stand up and I will go. And where will I go? I will go to this place called Innisfree. And a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. Here, I will make a small cabin, small room, small cabin. I will make a cabin. Just see, it is not a big room that he wants to make, because he wants peace, he wants happiness. So he will make a small cabin, and what will that cabin be made of? Of clay and wattles. Clay, that is mud, and wattles, that are twisted sticks for making fences and walls. So he will make a small cabin that will be of clay and wattles. Now, not only making a room, not only making a cabin, he will do some work also, some physical work also. So what will he do? 9 bean rows will I have there. I will do some gardening. I will make 9 bean rows. Bean, all of you also eat the beans, the vegetable. So 9 bean rows I will have there, a hive for the honeybee. I will have a beehive where the honeybees are kept. So I will also have a hive for the honeybees, isn't it? And live alone in the bee loud glade. Nobody else will be with me. All alone. I will live alone in what kind of a place? Bee loud glade. The glade, that is the open space, the clearing, where I will be living with the sound of the bees, honeybees making the buzzing sound. Isn't it? The water flowing, his fresh garden, vegetables, and the bees, the honeybees making the buzzing sound. So in such a quite tranquil atmosphere, he wants to live. Now, in this first stanza, the poet has used a particular rhyme scheme. Now, rhyme scheme you have understood. What is that rhyme scheme? The word Innsfree is rhyming with B, and made is rhyming with great. So, what is the rhyme scheme? A, B, A, B. This is the rhyme scheme. Then, the other thing that has been used in the very first stanza, that is repetition. Repetition. Where do you find the repetition? I will arise and go now, and go to Innsfree. Go. The word go has been repeated. So, what is this poetic device called? It is called repetition. Then, the other poetic device, now you understand, that we will find here, that is alliteration. Now, alliteration you have learned in other poems also. So, in the third line, you can see, 9 bee rows will I have there, a hive for the honey bee. Which syllable is being repeated with the same sound? H. Have, hive, honey bee. H. Okay, so what is this poetic device called? It is known as alliteration. So repetition has been used here, alliteration has been used here, and the rhyme scheme is A, B, A, B. Now let us move on to the next stanza. You have to understand it very carefully. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings. There midnights all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow, and evenings full of the linnet's wings. Now just see, when he will go to Innsfree, he will make his cabin there, he will have a beehive there. So what will he get? I will get, he's saying, I will get some peace, relaxation, quiet. And how does the peace come? Peace comes dropping slow. Peace, you will understand the figurative meaning later on. Peace comes falling slowly, dropping from the veils of the morning. What is veils? Veil is the cover that you put on the face. You must have seen a bride who wears a veil on the face, a covering for the face. That is called a veil. So here also the poet is imagining that peace will come dropping slowly from the veils of morning. It means morning coming slowly. The night disappearing, and in the morning the sky sometimes is cloudy. So the clouds, they are supposed to be the veil of the morning from where the dewdrops fall. So slowly the peace will come from the veils of morning to where the cricket sings. And what are crickets? Crickets, they are the small insects. You have read a poem in class 8, The Ant and the Cricket. So cricket, that is a small insect that makes a sound, that sings. So in the morning time, the cricket will be singing. Their midnights all a glimmer. Where in the midnight, in the middle of the night, there will be a glimmer. Glimmer means the shine. What do we see in the sky at night time? We see the stars. So there will be the glimmer of the stars in the midnight. At noon, a purple glow. And the afternoon of this place will be full of shine. Afternoon, the sun shines. And what type of reflection does it have? It has a purplish reflection. So you can just see the description of nature, beauty. And evenings full of the linnet's wing. And in the evening time, what can we see? The birds flying in the sky. Which bird? Linnet. Linnet, that is a small brown and gray bird with a short beak. So he will be getting complete beauty of nature. And when you will be enjoying this beauty of nature, it will be full of peace. Morning coming slowly, giving the peace, the crickets singing, in the midnight, the stars shining in the sky, in the afternoon, the purplish glow of the sun, and the evening full of the sound made by the birds' linnets. So where you have the music, where you have the beauty, where you have the stars shining, where you have the morning with the cricket singing, who will not love this place? Everybody will get complete relaxation and enjoy this beauty of nature. And of course, they will get peace of mind. So this is what the poet wants to get. Here also, you can see the same rhyme scheme. Slow rhymes with glow and sings rhymes with wings. So same rhyme scheme has been followed. A, B, A, B. Now here, the poet has personified the morning. Waves of the morning. Morning has been compared to a person putting on the veils on the face. So, veils of the morning. We can say that the poetic device used here, that is personification. And together with personification, metaphor has also been used here. So, how is the morning coming? With the veils on the face. So, it has been personified. And metaphor also, because he is comparing, indirectly comparing the morning that is cloudy to the veil of the morning. There are clouds in the sky. Morning, the veils also represents the clouds here. So metaphor has also been used here. Here we can just find out that the poet is also on his spiritual journey. How he is describing the morning, how he is describing the night and the afternoon. So, a spiritual journey, we can say a spiritual journey of the poet. Now, the next one. I will arise and go now, for always night and day I hear the lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey, I hear it in the deep heart's core. Once again, repetition. Isn't it? Repetition is repeating the words. I will arise and go now, for always night and day. I will definitely go, because day and night, what do I hear? I hear the lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. He recollects the memories of that place since his childhood, where the water of the lake comes dashing to the shore, goes back and makes a sound, a lapping sound. Isn't it? You must have also seen how the water comes to the shore in the rivers or in the lakes, and it goes back with the force, so it produces a sound. So he hears that sound day and night, and he feels that when he will go back day and night, he will hear the lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. The low sounds, the mild sounds of the water coming to the shores and going back. Again, what is the poetic device used here? Lake water lapping with low sounds. L. Syllable L has been repeated here. L. Isn't it? Lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. L. Lake lapping low. Same sound, same syllable, consonant sound. So what is that? That is an alliteration. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey. So while I will stand, I just stand here, he just trying to describe the dull paths. Grey means dull paths. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey, when I'm standing on the road or when I'm standing on the pavements are the paths that are by the road in the corner of the streets that are called the pavements, where the people walk. So while I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey, I hear it in the deep heart's core. I feel that sound. I hear that sound. Where? In the core of my heart. Deep heart's core. Again, a metaphor has been used here. Deep heart's core, in the core of my heart. Deep in my heart, when I stand on the roads, I stand on the pavements, the sound of the lake water coming and dashing against the shores keeps on coming to my heart. So, the desire of the poet, that is to go back to his place where he spent his childhood in Innsfree, and he wants to get the real peace of mind. Because real peace of mind can only be felt in the love of nature. Mother Nature provides you real relaxation. You can meditate, you can think, you can enjoy, you can observe, you can simply imagine things. You can see a number of beautiful things. The birds, the plants, the flowers, the trees, the rivers, the rivulets, everything can be seen in the lap of Mother Nature. A city life doesn't provide you any relaxation. There is a great disturbance in the big cities. We have no time to relax. We have no time to meditate. And we have problems to face. We can't even sit for some time thinking about ourselves. But if you go to the lap of nature, there you find out real peace of mind. You can observe everything. You can have real satisfaction, real relaxation in the lap of nature. So this is all the poet wants to say. And one more thing I would like to tell you that W.B. Yeats was also given the Nobel Prize for Literature because he has composed a number of beautiful poems. He was a 20th century poet and he has covered a number of aspects in his poems. Now, he has just given the description of the place Innisfree. You can just think about in the first question, the three things the poet wants to do when he goes back from there. When he goes back to Innisfree, I hope you must have understood what three things he wants to do, what he hears and sees there, and its effect on him. What is the effect on the poet on the things that he observes there and is going to do there? And what he hears in his heart's core, even when he is far away from Innisfree. Even if he is far away, his mind is there. He cannot forget the place because really, even if we are away from our real place that we love, we always keep on remembering, we keep on talking, we keep on thinking about that place. We cannot forget it. And childhood memories, they last for long. We cannot forget our place there where we have spent our childhood. Now, the descriptions where the poet has beautifully made, bee loud played, evenings full of linnet wings, lake water lapping from low sounds. These phrases, bee loud played, evening full of linnet wings, lake water lapping with low sounds, so they just create a picture in our mind. So we can also say that imagery has been used. How the poet uses this imagery, imagining those things, making a picture in the mind and loving it. So this is how the poet has just taken this nature poem, given the description of the Lake Isle, where he spent his childhood, and he has just given a message to all of us back to nature. Because nature provides you real peace of mind. Thank you.